Welcome to the Positive Pants podcast. Mindset, motivation, and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. Let go of negative thinking and stop living for the weekend. With your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, I'm Fran Excel, mindset coach, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you really love. So today's topic is another one about journaling. I get asked about this all the time. It's actually one of the main questions I get asked, like, oh, why can't I stick to it? Why can't I do it? So you're already bought in, all that sort of stuff. So stick with me. So why can't you stick to journaling? So you're on board with the fact that journaling can change your life. You're on board with the fact that you want to do it daily, but you manage a few days, even a couple of weeks, and you're feeling great. Then you skip a couple of days. Then before you know it, you're frustrated and annoyed at yourself for not sticking to it. And then the loop continues. So there are several things at play here. And the main thing is that you don't realize that you actually need to form a habit. So the thing with forming habits is you are actually creating new neural pathways in your brain. And that takes time. You know, that link between autopilot and, you know, actually being aware that you're doing something. The habit is the autopilot. So when it becomes something that you just do day to day. So at the beginning stages of forming a new habit, you need some accountability, a little determination, and to understand that it is tough in the beginning. But once you form your habit, it becomes second nature and it's just something you do. So it becomes automatic, which means it takes less energy and doesn't feel like that effort anymore. You know, the beginning stages when you're trying to do something new, and it just feels like effort if you're trying to go to the gym or, you know, trying to get yourself into a content creation habit, anything just feels like effort at the beginning. But understanding and being conscious of the fact that you need to form this habit, that will take time, at least a month, energy and effort, makes it that much easier to get through. And then it's plain sailing from there. So how do you get through the tough bits? Get yourself a habit checker. So I've actually got one in my Etsy store, which I'll put a link to below, that you will see before going to bed or first thing in the morning, whichever one's going to work for you. Get yourself an accountability buddy, rope in a friend or a mentor and be held accountable for doing it. Decide when you're going to journal. So would you prefer, and be more likely to do it first thing in the morning or last thing at night? You can choose both if you like. There are people who do both. I'm a night owl. I've tried both, and I prefer to do it when I go to bed at night. I still like to think, and that's the main thing you need to do is I need to think about what I'm grateful for in the morning. So that's something I do. You don't necessarily have to write it down. It's the same process. And then I write everything down in the evening. But whichever you choose, you need to strategically place your journal somewhere where it will be seen first thing in the morning or the last thing that you see at night, because you need to connect this new habit to an old habit. So for example, to remember to take my vitamins every day, I put them by my toothbrush. See where I'm going? Make it as easy as possible on yourself. Take as much of the effort and energy out of it as you can. So if you know that you're going to be a last thing at night, put it by your bedside table. If you know you're going to be first thing in the morning, put it by the toilet, put it by your toothbrush, whichever way is going to work for you. So another reason you might not be able to stick to it is you're not actually connected with why you want to do it in the first place. What do you want to change about your life? Are you trying to be more positive, happier, less anxious? Whatever it is, connect to your reason behind wanting to start it in the first place and really feel how it would feel in a few months' time when you're seeing all the benefits and you wake up and your go-to is to the positive, all of that good stuff. How much do you want that feeling to be a reality? How important is it to you? What would change in your life if you could shift your thinking around for the positive? If you're in a job that you can't bear and every single day is like a drain on your energy, Sunday night is ruined by the Sunday blues, think about that. What would it feel like to not feel like that anymore? Okay, another reason that you're struggling is what I like to call blank page syndrome. I've got so many people coming to me saying that they don't know what to write. How do they just start? Then, they buy the pretty journal, the one with the inspirational quote on the front. Then they sit down, ready to make a start, and brain crickets. So here's the thing. There is no set format for journaling. It has to be what works for you. If you're not the Dear Diary kind of a gal, don't do it. I'm not, and I don't. If you've been with me for a while, you know that. 5 minutes a day, that's all you need, and you can change your life. I am a huge fan of lists and prompts. So I use the same prompts every single day. It's quick. You can dip in and out of lists. You can add to them all the time. It gives you that structure and a format to follow. So you never have to worry about that blank page moment. And once you've mastered what works for you, you'll naturally do it. To work out the best prompts, think about what you want to get out of it, what you want to achieve, where you want to be. So if you're struggling with confidence, use lists and prompts specifically for that. And I've got a load of content on that as well. Don't try to tackle everything at once. Have a look at my printables on Etsy for some really, really great prompts and exercises, and they will really, really help you get started. I'll put the link in the notes below so you can go and have a look. Things like the wheel of life, what's your ideal day, list of achievements, all these different things that do amazing things to your mindset. The next thing is you're potentially using something that doesn't work for you. I've been there. When I started, I used a journal that had a to-do list in between my mindset stuff. I mean, to me, that is the definition of counterintuitive. Why would you put something that brings you stress and overwhelm in amongst your positive thinking and gratitude? But, equally, someone else may want just that. It's completely up to you. This is why I love printables and created my own, because that way you can find the ones that are perfect for you and essentially create your own perfect journal. You buy them once and then you print them out again and again and again and again. So there are a few of the top reasons that you're struggling to start your journaling habit. It is a habit that you have to form, okay? It's 100% possible. There's nothing wrong with you. You aren't doing it wrong. Give yourself a break and acknowledge that forming new habits is hard, but I wholeheartedly believe that journaling can and will change your life if you stick with it. It really can. Well, it has for me. So all you need to do is make sure that you try and stick to it. If you skip a day, don't worry. Keep that thought process. If I go on holiday, for example, I'll write them down in my phone and then I will go back into my journal and input them, because for me, one of the key things is the reflection. Being able to, at the end of the month, go back and have a look at all the amazing things that I've done and all the amazing things that have happened, and it's all positive stuff that's in there, So please do stick to it. And as always, I will see you next week. Thank you for joining me.